She is one of the most sought after estheticians and spa owners in the country, with an award winning spa with only the top rated procedures in North America. And I can't wait to book my spa day with Amanda Lemmage. We instantly connected on this episode of the Beauty Pro podcast over our faith, our moms, our love for the professional beauty industry. I am telling you, if you are a beauty or barber pro, please listen to this episode. It is a must. Watch it on YouTube, take notes, and be inspired by what Amanda has to say on this episode of the Beauty Pro podcast. Check out her links in the show notes. Here we go. Are you a beauty or barber pro looking for that push to do that thing you've always wanted to do, whether it's in or out of the salon, spa, or shop? Are you tired of not feeling good enough, smart enough, skilled enough? Are you tired of not getting a handle on your mental health, boundaries, and insecurities? I'm Krystine Sherwood, the Beauty Pro Coach, an internationally certified coach, a salon and spa owner, and your personal Jiminy Cricket. I use my own experiences, good and bad, as a salon owner to help you be more self-aware, authentic, and forward-thinking in your approach to life, in and out of the salon. It's time to reach your version of success with the Beauty Pro Coach podcast. Oh my goodness. I am so excited for you to meet my next guest on the Beauty Pro podcast. Her name is Amanda Lemmage. Am I saying that right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Tell everybody who you are and why you're such a big deal.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. It's a pleasure to be on a guest on your podcast, and I have a strong passion for what I do, and I've been in the industry I'm in is skincare and wellness. So I'm in a spa industry, and I've been in this industry for 24 years, and I just love helping people feel better and look better each and every day. It's so gratifying to be part of their journey, their goals in life.
Absolutely. Amanda is being so humble, you guys, because Amanda is award winning,
Mhm.
right?
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're award winning. You have a kick ass spa, Skingevity, right?
Right.
She works with her mom. What and like podcast host, like she a coach. She is everything, and she's being so chill about it. And it's like, okay, Amanda.
I am a humble person. I will say that is really something I will always stay humble. You know,
No, it's
so important.
good. It's good. I'm just teasing, but
Yeah.
honestly, where are you at? You're in where?
Minnesota. So we're in Minnesota. We're near right on Lake Minnetonka, which is a really fun area if you
Okay.
haven't heard of it. And it's a good location where we're located.
So how did you get into this industry? How did you become an award-winning spa, like featured in Vogue? Like, how did all of that happen?
It's so interesting how that happened. I really just had a passion for skincare. And when I started in this small community, I just realized it's so important to get involved in the community as well
Mm.
as allowing, the local chamber to help grow our business and just get connected and really build brand awareness. And I just
Mm.
was organic about that and dedicated to what the clients and patients were looking for. And so, with that said, I was really tuned in to what services we're going to provide, or what is the next thing we're going to specialize in, or what are we going to launch the following year. And so definitely being patient with that. And I feel blessed to have been recognized. When Vanity Fair reached out, that was the original,
Oh,
they reached out to our spa, and it was interesting. They really noticed what we were doing, all of that we were incorporating as far as the wellness,
okay.
functional medicine piece, as well as hormone therapy
Mm.
with our med spa. There's really no other clinic in our state that is doing that. And so it's more of all in one. with a big, over really looking at everything that we can do from the inside out. And so they recognized that and they approached us. They wanted to do an interview with me, and then Vogue called, and then it was USA Today, and then MSN, just evolving. And then all of a sudden I was selected. As you mentioned, they have, the selection process is lengthy. They do their due diligence. And so I was selected, not only nominated, but awarded the most dedicated medical aesthetic spa owner in Minnesota, which was huge. So that was,
So cool.
it was good to have that recognition, all the hard work after so many years, honestly, just staying patient and staying focused and driven and dedicated and knowing, you're doing the right thing. It's really interesting because I didn't, have this goal in mind when I started to say, I have to be at this point at this in my career. Honestly, just letting the universe guide me. And as you mentioned, just staying humble, it's so key.
Totally.
If you're too, focused on checking all the boxes, it's definitely something to just go with the flow and let things evolve. But also just being a good listener has helped me. It definitely is important in all aspects of business.
Oh, it's so funny. I was just talking about that with somebody earlier today. How listening is like the key to everything, especially if you have staff. Like business is like all about listening. So, what can you share about having an amazing staff that believes in the brand and what you're doing? Like, how do you help them grow and stuff?
It definitely starts with being an excellent leader.
Mm,
For me personally, I've been through those journeys of working for some companies that maybe didn't view all the employees as an asset and just really that I'm in charge mentality. And that just doesn't work. I think if you feel appreciated as an employer, you're so much more willing to do what it takes and doing everything as a team. And
yeah.
so my approach is being an excellent leader. I can be friendly with staff, but I definitely want all of their feedback
Yeah.
before I make a final decision, as well as having structure, having a good employee handbook in place, just all of the things, with the onboarding and being clear about the expectations, but doing everything in a positive manner that's exciting and fun.
Mhm.
I think it's so important to have fun
Yeah.
as well. And that all of those things I think have really helped establish a great environment. So not only for clients, but for staff, and clients know, they
Mm.
know when they walk in the door, they feel good. You can recognize that atmosphere, right? Instantly. So I've really made it a priority to create an excellent vibe and having a great team. And
Mhm.
that's something that I'm dedicated to and I always will be focused on.
Yeah, like, you posted something on one of the Instagram accounts that you have, and it was about, skills can always be sharpened. Like you can always train more skills, but it's about the feeling, the culture, how clients are reacting to the person's energy or just the person. That's what you're looking for when it comes to hiring. And I just thought that was pure gold.
It's been an inspiration to me originally, seeing the benefit of when you have someone that you're interviewing, or just it's really their personality, their character. And I feel that they're born with that or raised with that, and we can definitely train everything else, right? And
Yeah.
have someone that has the same core principles as what when we align with them, it's definitely a great fit. And
Mhm.
it's an excellent feeling, right? I
I
love that.
love it. Yes, like, as a salon owner myself, like, we have estheticians on staff, right? And there have definitely been some where maybe they didn't have the most experience, but they're who they are, and you can see how they have the gift that they got hired over somebody who maybe had all the experience, but not the attitude. And so I loved that you put that up there.
Yeah, I think passion too is
Yeah.
it's so recognized right away. I think
Mhm.
that's a huge thing too. I just
Yeah.
love seeing the passion in someone that loves helping people and just working together and
Mhm.
feeling good as well for employees to be in a good environment. So I think that's hard In our industry, the
Mm,
statistics, what it shows, like if they haven't found the good fit the first time, some will give up by the second time they do their next location, and then it's just not always a good fit. And so I feel for those, estheticians in our industry that struggle with that and then move
mhm.
on to something else. And there is definitely, it's you got to have some patience, but just trying and finding the best environment for your
Yes.
personality as well.
What do you say about estheticians who maybe are not in a spa, maybe they're in a salon environment, or maybe they're solo, but they crave like mentorship? Like, what do you tell them to help them kind of stay inspired and
Mhm.
keep going?
To just keep looking for that connection to a leader that they really jive with. It
Mm,
could be at a local school. It
mm,
doesn't always have to be at the place you're working. It could be a mentor in your industry, or maybe it's something that's a compatible with your industry. So finding a mentor that you really align with. And that could be someone that's inspirational, doesn't necessarily have to be in the spa world, but just
mm,
finding someone that has a vision of something that meets the goals that they're looking to achieve.
right.
I think that's difficult. Sometimes you really struggle. I know I've heard that too. It's the training, I think, as well, that they really want. They're hungry for
Mhm,
mentorship or
mhm,
training and just excelling at what they're, blessed in with their gifts to utilize the most of their gifts, right?
yeah, yeah, totally. Okay, so we're talking about all this like fun, like success and how to get better and like mentors and all that stuff. But let's talk about some struggles.
Hmm.
Like I very briefly saw some stuff that I feel like would be so beneficial for everybody to hear and see. What are some of your biggest struggles in your life and how did you overcome them?
I mean, it started out as a child for me. Losing my father at a young age was, that's a huge thing to go through.
Mm,
And, I was blessed to have a mom that help me get through that and have the resources to help me heal from all of that as well.
mm,
But as well as just in the business world and personally having those challenges, I'm
mm,
actually thankful for seeing that God put those circumstances in my life to help me gain confidence and strength. And once I realized that was a blessing and not looking at it as poor me, why me, when I had that inspiration and just realized I actually appreciate those experiences because it's brought me to who I am now and who I am today. And honestly, without those experiences, I wouldn't have the strength I do to keep going and just enjoy every moment. And it really puts everything in perspective for
mm,
me personally. Once you've gone through some of those major challenges in life, it
mhm,
really puts everything in perspective. And a lot of the things that are coming at us or that we have happening to us really don't matter. And I think putting those things not on a pedestal and realizing, let's prioritize what's going to bring me money, what's going to help me achieve the goals, and not getting too hung up on all the other things that could be affecting your daily life.
mm. Do you feel like maybe if your dad didn't pass away at the time that he did, do you feel you would be an award-winning business owner, esthetician? Do you feel that would still have happened?
I kind of do because my dad
Okay.
really, why I feel like my vision, his leadership, and just his strength, his quiet strength is really what has instilled me
Mhm.
to build this healing space for people, right? And
Oh,
so there is at a young age that principle,
yeah.
and it taught me so much. And he was a great father, and so I do feel that it'd be interesting to see if he was right here to watch everything. I know he's watching above, but it'd be
Yeah.
really. I do feel like it may, you know, have started and evolved differently, but I think the end goal would have been achieved if he was here.
Yeah. What's a current struggle you're going through? It could be professional or personal.
Mhm.
What's going on?
I think the world is just so heated right now, and for me,
Girl, yeah, say it again.
yeah, I think for me, just not allowing fear, anger, all of the things that I can't control that
Mm.
are happening, not letting that affect me. And it takes a lot of dedication. Let me tell you, I think everyone would agree with that, right? But
Yeah.
I mean, because it can really ruin your day, your month, your year. I mean, it's just so
Yes.
overpowering. If I try to stay disconnected as much as I can, to be honest. I know I have
Mhm.
a lot of social media presence, but I try not to get hung up on all of the things, all the news. And really, I think there's a lot of news out there that's trying to lure us in and
Yeah.
has different views and just really staying focused on my beliefs. And I
Mm.
have a lot of faith. So just
Yeah.
I trust God and I read the Bible.
Amen, sister. We
Yes.
talk about
Amen.
it here too.
Yes. It's huge. I mean, I don't know how I would
Totally.
get through life without faith. I honestly feel bad for anyone who does not have strong faith because let me tell you, I give them a lot of credit
For
because
real.
it'd be difficult.
For real. I'm so happy to hear that. Yeah, no, we have quite a few listeners and quite a few guests on the show that they share our same views. Having a personal relationship with God or with have or just like your religion, whatever it may be, is really important because it grounds you,
Mhm.
right? Like
I
what you're
so
saying.
absolutely, and I'm
Do
so
you,
blessed with those
you're so
core
blessed, yeah.
yes, and I do
So
my
sorry.
mom
I
that no,
keep like cutting you off, girl.
I
I'm sorry.
apologize. We're so excited.
I know, I know. Go ahead.
I think it starts at a young age too, right? Having parents that instilled that
Mhm.
principle, having the strong faith, and I think some people out there maybe didn't grow up with that. It doesn't mean that they can't do it now,
Right.
so finding, whoever it is that could be in their life to help them maybe get connected with God. I think that's important to listen to. Maybe it's, the quiet little whispers that they're hearing. Just let it guide them, right?
Mhm. Mhm. And you mentioned your mom. Your mom was going through something, right?
She was, yes, we're very blessed. She had a significant medical brain aneurysm happened in August, and that
Mm.
was very intense. And right away, I will tell you, as we were talking about my strength, I was
Yeah.
very strong. Instantly, I had a good intuition
Mm.
that she would fully recover. She
Mhm.
was in the ICU for 3.5 weeks, and I was the positive leader in my family. I think a lot of my family members were surprised how
Mhm.
strong I was, and I had to be
Wow.
there for my mom. And the apple didn't fall far from the tree. I know she's the same way,
Mm.
but it was inspiring. I think to my family to see what's having the strength and just believing that God will work His miracle, and He sure did. It was
Mhm.
incredible, and she's doing so well. She's doing well in her recovery journey, but so I'm very thankful.
Good. Thank God. Thank you, Lord,
Mhm,
for that. Okay. So with all of the stuff that we've talked about so far, like what do you feel is the most common myth that you get about what you do
mhm.
on a daily basis?
I think trying to look superficial. Uh,
Mm.
I we really have our goal here is to soften and really enhance the look that our clients already have. So it's not necessarily changing to a point of, something looking surgical, uh, or just especially with injecting. The
Mm.
way that we inject is in a natural, uh, a way that works with the facial dynamics that they
Mhm.
already have. And we're really blessed to work with manufacturers that have the best product that's really in the world
Mm.
that is dynamic, and it's dynamic with their facial dynamics as well. So the least amount of chemical and has the most hyaluronic acid. So it's very natural. And the look is just soft and it really softens the aging, the harsh look, without anyone really knowing what has been done. And so that's really something that we really strive to work with each and every patient according to what their lifestyle is, what their goals are, and
Mm.
listening to whatever that is, and really being able to create a great game plan over a time span that's over maybe 2 years, not everything in one day.
Mhm.
And with that, we incorporate other treatments that synergistically work really well to create the longevity for those results, as well as the investment that's being made.
What celebrity do you see that you're just like, "Oh my God, I need you to come in here. I need to fix your face." Like, who is that for you?
That's a good question. So I love seeing all of the things out there, but there are a few that it's just too much, too much.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to badmouth anyone.
We're not bad-mouthing, but
Yeah,
if you're not comfortable, that's okay.
yeah.
I know I've seen a
Mhm,
couple celebrities that I'm just like,
mhm.
"Girl, what are you doing?"
Yes, it's too much. It's just too much.
Like, "Go
And
home and bake some cookies, girl."
well, and then you can tell they regret it because it's something like they're just gonna wait it out and we actually are able to help new patients. We do see a lot of new patients that come
Mhm.
for that same reason and they're looking for help. And so we can actually help them. So a lot of it can be reversed and they may
Wow.
not know this, but we can dilute filler, not Botox,
Okay.
completely and start over. And that's something that we've saved a lot of people just from that agonizing feeling. And
Mhm.
you don't have to live with it for a year or two. That can be life changing for anyone. So it's a good thing. We don't charge to correct it, and then we wait a period of time, a small period of time before we'll start over and do a whole new game plan.
That is so cool. I did not know everything you just said. That is really neat.
Hmm.
Girl. Okay, so what do you feel is your biggest failure in your life, maybe, and what did you learn from it?
That's a good question. I would say not beating myself up too much. Just I'm so much. I was a perfectionist, just with my own goals, very hard on myself. At a
Mhm.
certain age, like feeling like I needed to achieve all these things by maybe age 30, and then realizing it's not always necessary to achieve everything by a certain time. And just being too hard on myself. That was definitely what held me back the most, I think, from excelling into, probably a decade. I would say,
Mm.
I think the 20s are the hardest age. You want to be in a place and just lacked the patience, the, experience that it takes to gain all the knowledge. And so that's what, once I was in my 30s, I would say I listened to my inner voice more, or maybe listen to the universe and being more open to listening
Mhm.
versus what I'm thinking in my own head of, what I
Yeah,
should be achieving.
for sure. I feel like the 20s for me, it's like, what was I doing? Like, I feel like it was like a huge waste of time, but then at the same time, if I didn't have those experiences in my 20s, I probably would not have gotten the lesson.
I feel exactly the same. It's so, so true. And it's so important, I feel like, to fail. Honestly,
Yeah.
it is, because then you recognize, hey, this is what I don't want, or this
Right.
is what I don't want to do again. And I think
Right.
it's so important to go through those. They are hard times, but it's important to recognize.
Mhm. Totally, 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 totally. What, as a business person or even in your personal life, like, what do you feel has been an insult that you've gotten that you're actually so happy and proud of that supposed insult?
Oh, I would definitely say, colleagues or even maybe employees
Uh,
think, oh, you can't grow, you can't do that, you're not going to succeed, you're going to fail. And that actually instills for me, me to do it 10 times over. If
Mhm.
someone doubts me,
Yeah.
it's definitely something. I love challenges. I think they help us thrive. But just being doubted and people not thinking maybe like she's not capable of doing all of that. And to me, honestly, just letting everything happen organically and just let it evolve in the right timing. Timing was huge. And I will say I was judged in the past of maybe when I was thinking of growing, it wasn't maybe the right time. God knew I needed, some more time. And my son being maybe out of high school is one of the milestones, I think, allowing me to develop uh, the business to where it is now and being able to spend more time on focusing. behind the scenes, sacrificing family time. And so along that journey, just changing the plan of when that growth would happen. Oh, I was definitely judged. And I think it's not letting it affect whatsoever my own mentality of what I can achieve. And I will say I've definitely persevered, and I don't worry about what other people think or how they're, placing judgment. And I also will say, like, taking advice from people who aren't in a place that I would, you know,
Yeah.
admire. And so that I find it's comical almost, because it's like, wait a minute, you're judging me, but where are you in
Right.
in life? And so I think that's a common theme that's out there, but I just ignore all the naysayers. There's always going to be haters. There's always going to be people that love what you do. It's just part of life, right? So
Mhm.
I think I've definitely staying true to myself of not just tuning out all of that noise
Yeah.
has really helped me.
Yeah. That's so funny. The people who are like the worst off are always like, "Let me tell you what you need to do. Let me
Exactly.
just let you know." And you're like, "For real?"
Hmm. Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. What do you think the spa industry is gonna look like? Not like everybody says 5 years, but let's do shorter, right? Like next year. What is
Hmm.
gonna be the trends?
Wellness. I think wellness is so key. I feel like pre-pandemic, but
Mm.
most especially post-pandemic,
Yeah.
there's so many of us that need the self-care. And I have to
Right.
say, as Americans, we're really bad at that. And we feel the guilt. And I feel like that's going to the wayside is, people really want to invest in themselves, and they realize when they do that, it's almost like, they perform better. It's that 80-20 rule.
Mm.
You take care of you, you're going to perform better. And I feel more and more people are really getting educated on what's out there in the wellness industry and what it does for, just healing your body and feeling good,
Mhm.
and just protecting, your health is so important. So,
Do you think that the insurance companies will start to, I guess, qualify like salon and spa services as part of their plans?
so they do, I think, for some patients they'll come in for a massage. They'll
Okay.
come in for other treatments that if they were going to a physical therapist, it
Mhm.
is approved. It's just a different option, and they maybe prefer, they feel like they get more benefit out of some of the services that we offer. The Balancer Pro, it is actually accepted by HSA. Same with our cryoskin machine. So it's pretty amazing. I do think, with Botox, migraines are accepted, right,
Mm.
by insurance. We don't accept insurance at this point, but it may change. I think you're onto something there. It could evolve
Yeah.
because it's definitely a need for.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm just thinking like when people come in to get a blowout, just a simple blowout 30 minutes. A person that was having a terrible day, you can see it in their face, like all of a sudden they are a brand new person.
Hmm.
Like that is wellness. And
That is,
like insurance companies bank
yes,
on that. Come on.
they do. Exactly.
So what do you I feel like you are maybe like I don't know if you're at the beginning point or maybe at the middle of your beginning of this empire that you're creating in Minnesota. What do you want to be remembered for?
I love being able to speak and share my point of view and how I've healed and how I can maybe help someone out there who's struggling. And maybe that's one word I say. Maybe it's, listening to a podcast, and it could be in a small form
Mm.
or just one-on-one coaching, and just knowing that I've been able to help someone in any way, shape, or form, because we're
Mm.
all going through struggles. We all have issues, right? Personally or professionally. And
Mhm.
I have been called, I feel like, to speak more on that healing level. So I think it's it's inspiration of mine. It's definitely something I'd love to be known for. is just how I've helped heal. And I've been told I have a healing energy. So I have a lot of clients that share a lot of their life, things that are going on. And it's definitely something that you have that trust that you build with
Mhm.
each and every client, and
Mhm.
knowing that they feel comfortable to share their story with me. I've been asked by a lot of clients, like, you should really, guide more because you're kind of already doing it every day, but at a larger level. And so I've really listened to that, and it's been over a 5-year journey.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. So who are you coaching? Other spa professionals or people in general? Like who are these people?
I would say right now, more entrepreneurs in any industry. It doesn't have to be in our spa industry.
Okay.
I've had a few people on coaching on a personal level. Maybe it's something for health coaching, if they have something they're trying to achieve as far as like weight loss or just getting healthy. So that's my passion as well. I love helping clients with that, or maybe just something in their personal journey, what it could be, a daily mission, a 10-step game plan of things they can do to create positivity in their life. And that's huge. It's a
Totally.
great feeling when you see someone that's smiling from ear to ear, that feels blessed to have found me, and see what things that we can offer for them, even just one thing a day, just
Yeah.
starting.
Yeah. What do you feel is the most important trait or strength for health and wellness professionals to have to really be like successful, whatever that means to them? What do they need to get to that point?
Having a good mindset, I feel like mindset
Mhm.
controls everything else. And if you
Mhm.
have the mindset to help people, knowing that being open to everything and not just staying focused on one thing that's out there in the industry, because I think we can get hung up on some of those things, and it's always going to change and evolve. And so staying focused on training and evolving, into what's new and what's out there, and just staying educated, in the know of, what's up and coming, but also just working with multiple doctors or providers in the industry and
Mhm.
gaining knowledge as much as they can, to be able to offer to anyone out there that they're coaching or guiding, knowing that they're giving the best advice or coaching, or, just as far as their journey as well, experiencing it from, speaking the truth. I
Mhm.
think that's important too.
I love that you mentioned work with several specialists, several doctors, several people like professionals. Just work with everybody
Hmm.
because you're going to learn something from everyone.
You are. We're all really in it together. We're not necessarily competing. We're all helping each other, right? And if you're
Mhm.
doing good, you want to work with someone else and say, hey, maybe you can help them better than I can. This
Mhm.
is more of your specialty, and recognizing that I think it's huge.
Mhm.
I think it's
Mhm. For sure. I love that. I love that because I feel like a lot of professionals they kind of get stuck and they feel like, "Oh, no, I'm here, so I can't really go over there." But I always like to remind my own staff like non-competes don't exist anymore.
right. I know. It's amazing. And honestly, not being afraid to like shine and share. It's not necessarily that you're sharing your knowledge. I feel like when you can collaborate with someone who maybe is at a higher or lower level, when you come together, that's when you create new things.
Mhm.
And it's really exciting because, you can have an aha moment, or why didn't I think of this? Why did I incorporate that?
Right.
And it's not necessarily that one's going to gain over the other. So working together, I think it's very important to have that mindset.
Yeah. Okay, what's one lesson that you personally have learned just by being in the industry that you wish regular people like the postman or whatever that they would learn?
Oh, my favorite one on that topic is, not allowing others' energy, not taking on all of the energy that's around you. And that was something that took years for me to learn. We're talking about helping people heal. Well, I don't necessarily have to take on if it's a negative experience. I used to take on all of that, and I think it's so easy to do,
Yeah.
just not allowing other people's energy to overtake or taking that home with you at the end of the day, thinking you need to solve that in a way that you're taking it on. It just can affect you. It affects your whole body will show. I mean, your body will show all of it if
Mhm.
you don't watch that.
Yeah.
It's hard to do though. I mean, you have to stay focused on. You can listen, you can be encouraging, and you can also advise, but you don't have to personally take on as a project that negativity.
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, so deep. I love that. Okay, so tell everybody about Skingevity and what you have going on in the spa. Like, what makes you guys so amazing?
We're really authentic. We really work one on one, and we really, with each patient that comes in the door, I will say they recognize the fact that we care. We really truly want to educate them. And I think educating first and foremost is so huge for anyone coming in that's not educated, for
Mm,
them to understand why we're using this product, why we're incorporating this treatment, and just letting them get really a knowledge before we jump into everything.
mm,
It's really something that we're recognized for, and just seeing that we do truly care. You know, we are here to profit. Yes, we are a business, but we definitely are not greedy, and we won't recommend something if it's not needed just to make a profit. And that's something that I think is very unique. We like to be unique in that way because it's not helping anyone if we're just selling them, hey, we need to do this today. And if it's something that we can't help them with, we're going to be honest and say, you need surgery, or here's someone I can suggest, to talk to for whatever it may be. Maybe it's an eye lift. We're
mhm,
not going to just try to sell them on getting Botox if it's not something that's going to benefit for them.
mm,
And I think that's something that stands out. And that's probably why we have the recognition we do, and really staying true to that. And I think when you do the right thing, you will be successful.
mhm.
That's what we're really all about here at Skingevity. It's a lot of fun every day.
I love that. I feel like you guys laugh a lot. Like you have
We
fun.
you have kind of like a sport. If your son, or like my son, if they're playing hockey or softball, whatever it is, the second they're not having fun, game is over. Like, you
Yeah.
can't force someone to enjoy something that they're not enjoying. That's just, I've learned that in my own career. It's just so important not to get too serious, right? And I'm definitely business oriented. I'm very focused and driven, but you do have to have fun and laugh. You definitely need to laugh every day.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Amen to that. So, how do people get in contact with you for your coaching?
So I have a new website
Okay.
that you can find me there, and we have live chat on the website. It's meetamandalamage.com, and that's a great way to connect with me. And we can even do a complimentary 10-minute consultation, which is great, so that you can see if we're a fit for each other, if you want to work with me, or if you feel like it's something you would benefit from coaching. So
Mm,
I welcome anyone to go on the website and submit a request, and we can chat.
I love it. All right. So, this is one of my favorite questions that I ask all my guests is what's a question that I did not ask you that you wish I would have, and
Mhm.
how would you have responded?
I would say, maybe, what is your goal 10 years from now? It's kind of like a question in an interview, right? How do you see yourself in 10 years? And for me, I mean, I don't know if I'll ever retire. I love working. I think I maybe won't be able to answer it perfectly, but it's a catch 22, right? I think I always love helping people. I'll still, even if I'm part-time doing what I do, I'll still enjoy uh, helping people every day. I don't know that I'll ever want to stop doing what I'm doing. So we'll see. We'll see how that journey goes. But I like to spend more time with my family for sure. I think family is so important. And, especially after my mom's illness, and just recognizing spending the most time you can, the quality time with people you love, is so important. And that's a hard thing when you're an entrepreneur, right? Because work can take over, and just being able to have that life work balance is so important. And I've recognized that. And I've definitely thrived with that. Because, in the past, it's hard to do, but you do have to make some sacrifices along the way.
Yeah. And that was supposed to be my final question, but I just had something. Like, does your son come and like work the spa with you?
Mhm. He loves being in the environment, so he's an electrician. He's not really technically allowed to work on our space, but he's definitely a handyman. He enjoys helping for sure.
That's so
And he also loves enjoying the spa treatments, the wellness.
I love it. Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, and what he does for his, day to day, it's hard on his body. So it is really important. I try to preach self care.
Hmm.
So it's fun having him here as well as my mom. It's a fun environment. It's not hard to be in this spa environment.
No, not at all. Do you feel like he'll take it over one day?
I don't know if he will. I think he does love helping people. I think he would do something more, the chiropractor. I could see him doing something more like that.
Mm.
Then maybe the wellness part of it. I think he sees the value there. So we'll see. We'll see where he is. He's
Yeah.
oh, he's young.
Oh, he's a baby. He's
He
fine.
is.
Well, Amanda, thank you so much for taking the time out to come on the Beauty Pro podcast. I really enjoy getting to know you, and I know the listeners are too. Is there anything else that you would like to add? Have people check out, come visit you?
I
Tell
think
them now.
I would say check out my Instagram page, or get to know who I am and what I'm all about. And that's a great way to see more of what I'm doing. So it's Amanda Lemmage on Instagram, and I'd love to connect with anyone that has any questions out there as well.
I love it. I love it. So you guys go check her out, follow her, follow the spa, reach out and ask for what you need. Thank you so much, Amanda, for coming on, and we'll definitely talk next time.
Oh, I appreciate you having me. Thank you as well. Take care.
Babes, that was Amanda. Wasn't she amazing? Wasn't her story amazing? If you are in the area, make sure you check her out. Check out the show notes of this podcast, of the Beauty Pro podcast. Give her a shout out, a follow. Let us know what you thought of today's episode by leaving a review or a rating on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Comment on our YouTube channel on your favorite video and let us know how we did. Thanks for listening, you guys, and until next time.